You're not alone if life sometimes feels like a blur. In a world driven by speed, distractions, and endless to-do lists, millions wake up feeling like they're living on autopilot. According to a 2023 global survey, over 60% of professionals feel disconnected from their own lives, despite external markers of success. You get through the day, hit your goals, attend meetings, maybe even smile at dinner, but somewhere deep inside, there's a quiet voice asking, "Is this really it?" That whisper grows louder when something shakes you, like it did for Alex, a man who seemed to have it all until one unassuming day unraveled the illusion. This unsettling phenomenon isn't new. Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Dr. Rangan Chatterjee, a renowned physician and author, echoes this in his transformative work, urging us to slow down and tune in. He proposes that what we call a busy life is often just unconscious living, a loop of habits, assumptions, and external validation. In Alex's story, we see how unchecked detachment leads to a dramatic collapse, and how awareness, not avoidance, becomes the first step to real change. Imagine your life as a GPS route. When you stop checking the map, you may think you're headed in the right direction, until you arrive somewhere you never intended. That's what happened to Alex. From ignoring subtle relationship tension to dismissing signs of burnout, his mind chose comfort over confrontation. This isn't just Alex's story, it's a reflection of the many people stuck between routine and regret. The details we overlook? They're like warning lights on a dashboard, signaling it's time to recalibrate. So, ask yourself, are you steering your life, or just a passenger in it? Do you notice the quiet signals your body and emotions send, or are you too busy numbing them with productivity and praise? Real engagement comes from choosing awareness over assumption, and purpose over performance. As Dr. Chatterjee explains, most of us don't need to change everything, we just need to start noticing more. Here's your challenge: pause the scroll, take a breath, and observe your life with fresh eyes. Reconnect with your intentions. Revisit your purpose. Because the moment you decide to wake up is the moment everything begins to change. And if you're ready to trade detachment for clarity, then your transformation starts now. Don't just exist, engage. And for more insight on purposeful living, mindfulness in daily life, and how to reconnect with what matters, stick around. This journey is just beginning. If this resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe to spread the message. Help someone else press pause on autopilot. About the authors. Jim Stovall is a celebrated author, motivational speaker, and visionary leader who transformed personal adversity into a remarkable journey of impact. Despite losing his sight, he has achieved extraordinary success across multiple industries. He's best known for his best-selling book The Ultimate Gift, which inspired a major motion picture, and The Millionaire Map, a guide to achieving lasting success through purpose and perseverance. Dr. Greg Reid is a dynamic entrepreneur, best-selling author, and sought-after thought leader in personal development. With titles like 3 Feet from Gold and Stickability, both international bestsellers, he empowers readers to unlock resilience, discover hidden potential, and stay committed to their vision, no matter the odds. Key Takeaway 1: From Autopilot to Awakening, the wake-up call that changed everything. Have you ever been so lost in your routine that you missed the warning signs all around you? It happens more than we admit. According to a recent study, the average person makes over 35,000 decisions a day, but most are done on autopilot. We move through life barely registering the details, only to be blindsided by outcomes we never saw coming. That was Alex's reality. On what should have been a normal day, his world collapsed, his relationship, his job opportunity, and his home, gone within hours. But the signs had been there all along. He just wasn't paying attention. Philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once said, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." Alex's story is a modern cautionary tale, a perfect storm of missed cues and personal detachment. He didn't notice the apartment listings his girlfriend circled for weeks. He brushed off the tech CEO minutes before an interview. And he walked past demolition notices that warned him he'd soon lose his home. This isn't about bad luck, it's about unconscious living. Like many of us, Alex had been existing instead of truly living, functioning on habit rather than awareness. Think of life like driving with dirty windshield wipers. You might be moving, but you're not really seeing the road ahead. Alex's story is a mirror for all of us who confuse motion with meaning. How often do we ignore the red ink moments in our lives, subtle but critical signals from our partners, our health, or our careers, until it's too late? Are we truly aware of what's happening around us, or are we so focused on the next checkbox that we're blind to the present? The wake-up moment came not from losing his job, home, or love, but from a doctor's diagnosis. Alex was told he could go completely blind within a year. The irony? He had been metaphorically blind for years. That prognosis flipped a switch inside him. He was handed a countdown, and with it, a radical invitation to live differently. His mentor Joe reframed the moment: sometimes when life falls apart, it's actually falling into place. The diagnosis didn't destroy Alex, it gave him purpose. And so begins his new journey, a life rebuilt on clarity, intention, and presence. If Alex's story resonates with you, consider this your own call to wake up. Start noticing what's been hiding in plain sight. Re-engage with the people, dreams, and details you've been overlooking. Because real transformation begins the moment we stop coasting and start seeing. Ready to reclaim your awareness and live with intention? Don't wait for a crisis to shake you awake. Start now by taking a deep breath, looking around, and noticing the life you've been too busy to see. Key takeaway 2. The life-changing lesson behind running with the bulls, and losing everything in Amsterdam. What if your greatest breakthrough began with a bull charge or a backpack blunder? Sometimes, life doesn't knock politely, it charges full speed ahead. For Alex, a moment of choice turned into a defining fork in the road. Would he stay on the sidelines, watching life pass by? Or step into the chaos and truly participate? This wasn't just a metaphor, it began in Spain, with the thundering fear of running with actual bulls. But this wasn't about adrenaline. It was about reclaiming control. And what followed, from calculated risk to unforeseen crisis, laid the foundation for a strategy anyone can use to live more intentionally. As Roosevelt once said, it is not the critic who counts, but the man who is actually in the arena. Alex's first real test came in Pamplona, where he committed to face his fear by running with the bulls. But rather than relying on pure bravado, he sought wisdom. He found Francisco, a local expert, who offered him a clear blueprint: where to stand, how to run, and most importantly, the mindset to adopt. You don't run at the bulls. You run from them. This guidance didn't remove the risk, but it transformed blind fear into purposeful action. And that made all the difference. The lesson? Boldness, when backed by strategy, leads to transformation. Then came the second trial, entirely unplanned. In Amsterdam, one careless mistake left Alex stranded: no passport, no money, no phone. Panic gave way to helplessness. But within that chaos was an unexpected lifeline. The backpack's rightful owner, Jade, became not only a solution, but a surprising companion for the journey ahead. A mistake birthed a meaningful connection. Isn't that often the case? The worst moments in life sometimes carry within them the seeds of your next big leap. The real magic isn't in avoiding chaos, it's in responding creatively to it. Here's the blueprint that emerged: when setting bold goals, seek your Francisco, someone or something with wisdom to help you prepare. Mentors, books, training, even hard-earned knowledge from others, these are essential if you want to thrive in unfamiliar territory. Then, when life throws you a curveball, because it will, look for your Jade. Ask, what opportunity is hidden in this mess? Who might I meet because of this detour? Practicing this dual mindset, of planning and openness, is how we thrive, even in chaos. So, here's your challenge: are you ready to stop spectating and start participating? Life isn't about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about being prepared when the moment finds you. Seek wisdom, stay flexible, and remember, setbacks are often disguised invitations to your next great chapter. Let this be the moment you lace up, step in, and start running toward the life that's waiting for you. If this story sparked something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Key takeaway 3. Break free from your mental chains, the elephant story that will change your life. What if the biggest thing holding you back wasn't real at all, but just something you believed was true? That was the revelation Alex encountered, not in a self-help seminar or a therapist's office, but in a dusty circus in Germany. It wasn't the spectacle or the performers that delivered the lesson, it was a quiet moment beside an elephant enclosure. What he saw there shattered years of internal limitation and reshaped the way he viewed himself. Real transformation often begins not with new strength, but with recognizing the strength you've had all along. In the pen stood two elephants, a baby shackled by a thick iron chain, and its mother, a massive, towering creature, tied loosely with a fragile string to a small stake. Perplexed, Alex asked the ringmaster why the full-grown elephant never broke free. The answer hit him like lightning: she doesn't try anymore. She learned, long ago, that she couldn't. This wasn't just about elephants. It was about us. How many of us are still tethered by the mental chains of our past, mistakes, doubts, fears, long after we've developed the strength to break them? This moment became a mirror for Alex. He began to question the stories he told himself. I'm not capable. I'll fail again. I'm not cut out for more. But what if those were just echoes of old experiences, not reflections of his current truth? The chain was gone, only the twine remained. As author Marianne Williamson once said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. But insight is only the beginning. Action transforms belief. At the Olympic Museum in Switzerland, Alex learned the mindset of champions, not to beat the world, but to beat who they were yesterday. Faster. Higher. Stronger. That's how Olympians train, not by comparing themselves to others, but by relentlessly upgrading the only competitor who matters, their past self. Inspired, Alex adopted this same lens. He realized that progress isn't about giant leaps, it's about consistent steps in the right direction. That's how you break the twine. So, here's your call to action: identify your twine. What outdated belief keeps you tethered? What fear, born years ago, still whispers that you can't? Then, shift your focus. Don't aim to outshine others, aim to outgrow yourself. Let every small act of courage become a cut in that invisible string. Because once you stop believing in your limits, the only direction left is forward, toward the person you were always meant to become. Key takeaway 4. Your greatest potential is already within you. Here's how to uncover it. What if the secret to your success wasn't adding more, but removing what no longer serves you? That's the powerful truth Alex uncovered on a quiet day in Bellagio, Italy. While many of us chase success by collecting more skills, accolades, and habits, Alex discovered a deeper philosophy. True transformation isn't about accumulation, it's about subtraction. The lesson didn't come from a productivity guru or a life coach. It came from watching a sculptor carve an angel from stone. In a sunlit studio, Alex stood mesmerized as renowned sculptor Angelo Russo chipped away at a block of granite. When Alex complimented him on his creative ability, Angelo corrected him with piercing clarity: "I don't create the angel. She's always been there. I just remove what's not her." The metaphor hit like thunder. Your true potential isn't something you build, it's something you reveal. Just like the angel inside the stone, your best self is already present, buried beneath fear, doubt, and distraction. So the question becomes, what do you need to remove to finally see yourself clearly? Alex's journey didn't end there. Seeking practical insight into this philosophy, he ventured into the Himalayas. Guided by a wise man, he followed a narrow path up a mountain until the trail abruptly disappeared at the edge of a gorge. Panic set in, his journey seemed over. But with one hesitant step forward, he slipped and landed safely on a hidden ledge just below. From there, the path became visible again. Sometimes, the only way forward is to trust the unseen. That ledge, invisible from above, represented every moment in life where faith must lead action before certainty arrives. Let's pause here. How many of your goals are shaped by what you think you need to add? More certifications, more hustle, more approval. What if the real question is, what should you let go of? A draining commitment? A limiting belief? A self-sabotaging habit? As Michelangelo once said, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." You are not unfinished. You are unseen, by yourself. So, here's your call to action: stop trying to build your worth. Start revealing it. Look inward and ask, what's the first stone I'll chisel away this week? A thought pattern? A distraction? A toxic tie? Begin there. Because the masterpiece you're searching for isn't out in the world. It's already within you, waiting for the real you to emerge. Key takeaway 5. Why true strength isn't about winning, it's about not needing to fight. What if the strongest people aren't the ones who conquer others, but those who've conquered themselves? That's the final revelation in Alex's transformative journey. After learning to awaken his potential and face both external and internal battles, he was faced with the ultimate question: what is that strength for? The answer didn't come from a boardroom or a self-help book, it came from a martial arts master in Korea who showed Alex that the highest power is not to defeat, but to never need to fight at all. In a moment of awe, Alex watched the master subdue 6 skilled fighters with fluid ease. But when he praised this destructive strength, the master offered a humbling insight: the greatest warrior is the one strong enough to win any battle, but wise enough to avoid every unnecessary one. That lesson shifted Alex's definition of success. True success isn't measured by domination, but by inner peace. And once that peace is established, It becomes a compass guiding us toward a greater purpose. That purpose crystallized under the golden sun of Egypt, as Alex stood in the shadow of the pyramids. He felt the age-old human desire to leave a mark, to be remembered. But that evening, at a soul-stirring performance by the three tenors, a new friend reframed the idea. Leaving a mark on the soul, he said, is far more lasting than leaving one on the ground. It was in that moment Alex realized, strength and balance mean little unless they uplift others. We're here not just to build monuments, but to move hearts. The final lesson came not from a temple or concert hall, but from a quiet graveyard. At Arlington National Cemetery, a U.S. general reminded Alex that wisdom is forged through remembrance. The stories we carry, whether triumphs or tragedies, must not be forgotten, because the wisdom gained from the past is what safeguards the peace of the future. From this, Alex understood that wisdom isn't just knowledge, it's a daily act of remembrance and intentional living. So here's your invitation: cultivate your inner strength not to overpower, but to find peace. Let that peace become purpose. Let your actions be your legacy, not just in the world, but in the lives you touch. And let wisdom be your guide, always rooted in learning, empathy, and courage. In summary, in Passport to Success, Jim Stovall and Greg Reid deliver a deeply moving and practical journey through personal growth, adversity, and the discovery of authentic purpose. The book follows Alex, a man whose seemingly comfortable life unravels in a single day, revealing how easily we can sleepwalk through existence while missing the signs that real change is overdue. His story is not just a cautionary tale, it's an invitation to wake up, take ownership, and start steering life intentionally before it drives itself off course. Alex's spiral begins when his girlfriend leaves him, his dream job interview is derailed, and he discovers his home is set for demolition, all within 24 hours. Each event points to a deeper issue: emotional detachment and autopilot living. These losses push him to seek guidance, and he soon discovers that his blindness to life's warnings isn't just metaphorical, he's diagnosed with a degenerative eye disease. That moment becomes the turning point, forcing him to confront reality, step out of his comfort zone, and begin a global journey of self-discovery. From running with the bulls in Spain to losing his belongings in Amsterdam, Alex learns two critical truths: boldness needs preparation, and mistakes can lead to unexpected gifts. By finding mentors and staying open to the unplanned, he transforms fear into growth. The setbacks that once defined him now become opportunities that refine him. Perhaps the most profound moment comes when Alex sees himself in a circus elephant, massive, yet mentally restrained by a rope it could easily break. This metaphor strikes deep. He realizes that the real limits are internal, past experiences and limiting beliefs that quietly shape our choices. Inspired, he begins chiseling away those mental chains, like a sculptor revealing the masterpiece hidden within the stone. In Bellagio, Italy, Alex learns that success isn't about adding more, it's about removing what doesn't belong. Just as a sculptor reveals beauty by subtraction, personal growth requires eliminating distractions, fears, and ego to uncover the powerful self already within. This shift in mindset reframes success as something we reveal, not something we chase. As his journey continues, Alex meets spiritual teachers and wise strangers who teach him the value of inner peace. The pinnacle of strength, he learns, is not dominance, it's balance. True success is being powerful enough to win any battle, yet peaceful enough to avoid it altogether. It's about impact through inspiration, not intimidation. By the end of his journey, Alex understands that life's purpose is not only to evolve into your best self, but to use that self to uplift others. Whether through kindness, wisdom, or service, your legacy is built not in what you leave behind, but in how you make others feel. This is the essence of living a life well lived. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of your next step, Passport to Success offers a roadmap back to meaning. Let this story be your catalyst. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel to keep spreading powerful messages that change lives. And if no one told you lately, remember this: you are loved, you are worthy, and you are spectacularly capable of achieving extraordinary goals.